up, guys? Welcome back to yet another video. This is your boy Kobe Shots, and today we are having another segment with another creative on Creatives Chats. Next to me is a very wonderful beauty fashion based photographer, and he's actually based here in Accra, Ghana. And we are going to dive deep into his life to understand some few things that he has gone through, some experiences that he has accumulated so far ever since he started doing photography, and of course, we need to know the start, how he became a photographer, even in total. So, welcome to Creative Chats, Kokuvi. And also, he happens to be a very great friend of mine. You're going to go into that, but yeah, let us first of all listen to him as he introduces himself to us. So, once again, welcome, Mr. Kokuvi, and we thank you for the honor of giving us this, opportunity. And we're actually in his studio. Yeah. So, can you please introduce yourself to us?
Yeah. As my brother said here, I'm Kokuvi, Kokuvi on Instagram, Kokuvi on Facebook. I'm a Ghanaian-based photographer, mostly specialized in beauty photography.
Yeah.
Once in a while, I shoot some weddings, but mostly my direction is beauty, portraits, and then, the beauty world.
Sometimes products as well. I think I've seen you do products.
Beauty products and
fashion.
And then sometimes a little bit of fashion.
Yeah. But if you say sometimes a little bit of fashion, then it means that you do so much of beauty, much more.
Mostly.
Okay.
Mostly. I think that's my direction.
That's your niche. That's what you've selected
that's
to do.
something I want to do in that I want to really delve into that aspect of the photography
and specialize in just that particular area. Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And trust me, I'm pretty sure I have actually posted some pictures of you.
Yeah.
And definitely. You working as well as some of your work over there. So my viewers have definitely seen your work, and they can also attest to the fact that you are a very good photographer.
We have a lot of creative people who are doing well in Ghana.
Yes, and of course you happen to be one of them, which I'm very glad about that, because we are going to talk to you about a lot.
You're also one of them.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm doing my best. Thank you.
So So I definitely put myself in that category. We are all trying. We are working really hard. Practice.
Yeah, that's very important. We need to always practice. Okay, so basically, you've told us in general or in summary about you, what you do, and all that. Can you please tell us how you started with photography? Was it passion-driven, or you just stumbled over it?
Okay, so whether it's passion driven or whatever, it's still a story.
Yes, it is.
So we are going to tell
Let us hear it.
Yeah. So actually, how it started. Yeah. I am a creative person mostly.
Yeah.
Since I was a child, just like I remember, I've been drawing. So I really like art and the fine art.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did visual art in high school, St. Thomas Aquinas. Went to Catholic University in Sunyani.
Okay.
So I did computer science, but all along I was trying to create some artistic stuff here and there. Sometimes I draw, sometimes. So in other action, I got exposed to some applications which I got exposed to Photoshop.
Yes,
because I was in computer science. So I was doing Photoshop. I started doing graphic design, doing posters for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So slowly I was getting closer to photography. When you are doing graphic design,
you definitely work with pictures. Yes, of course.
So sometimes it's very difficult. One thing I'll tell you in the course of the
video.
The video. One thing that made me do photography is I was finding it difficult to get images that will suit whatever concept I'm doing. So it actually pushed me.
Okay.
So when I was after school, I started doing service, and then I met one amazing guy, Mr. Obed Klein in Sunyani.
Okay.
Yes, he actually had a graphic design firm. So I designed a poster, and I went to. He has a printing publicity company. They do printing, design and print.
Yeah.
So I went there, and he saw the way, like, you did it. Oh wow! I would like you to work with me. Oh, so that's so I was lucky. I also got my service. I got to do service in Sunyani, so I was working with him. And luckily enough, he was into photography.
Oh.
And they were the best photography in Sunyani at that time.
To
Pro Shot.
find,
Pro
over
Shot.
there.
He together with a guy, Reggie, is one of the guys who was also very instrumental in my photography field.
Wow.
So yeah, they were initially I was doing graphic design.
Yeah.
But whenever the weekends they are going for weddings,
Yeah, you tagged along.
I started tagging along because it's my interest. Sometimes we use the photos to do posters to public to promote the photography brand, and I do the design.
Yeah.
So I need some photos that really
so you can take advantage of having
yes.
the opportunity to work with photographers, to learn photography from them.
Yes,
Sometimes even not if you don't get a chance to even have a sitting with them to teach you, you can follow along and
then
observe what they do. And just
a lot of them was
because trust me, as a photographer myself, people contact me, they want to learn from me. I try my best to remotely tutor them, but they wish to join me to sit down with me, so I teach what I have learned over 4-5 years in a couple of months. How does that work?
That's really misguided.
How does that work?
Seeing things.
Yeah.
I also get that a lot.
Yeah. So you're taking that advantage.
Yeah, I took that advantage.
Yeah.
I followed them, and then I became really serious with learning this photography. I was like, this thing is really nice. The passion was really stirring up in me. So it got to a point. I was asking. There was this guy. His score.
Okay.
Prince Pepper. He was also part of them. That time he was a bit conversant with cameras, and he was actually shooting videos for Pro Shots.
Oh, okay.
So he was like cool. Yeah.
So he was the one that you could really,
I could really talk to.
Really
so what does aperture do? I was asking him some basic questions.
Photography.
So he was teaching me. He was like, oh, this does this. So it got to a point.
Yeah.
It got to a point, and I started getting hold of the camera, practicing 1 or 2 shots. So we went for a wedding, and one camera was available, and one of my boss was like, oh, Reggie, like, oh, take the camera and take some shots. So I took the camera. I remember what Score told me. So like, okay, this happened. Well, actually, that day I put the camera on auto. I was just shooting.
People were trying, and like,
surprisingly,
the easy way out.
Surprisingly, I remember seeing my boss standing behind somebody and taking some shots. So he got a 4 he got a subject, and got a bulky. So like
in the background,
I was just shooting that. I was just standing behind people and taking shots.
Yeah,
and the photos were actually great. I'm like, oh, Charlie, I can do this.
Yes,
I had a laptop, so I started
how to edit.
Charlie, there's one truth. No matter how talented you are, if you don't practice,
you can't progress. You can never develop your skill.
So I started YouTube.
Yeah.
At that time, YouTube was my friend. I wasn't sleeping. I was YouTube every time. I was on YouTube. Whatever. If I pick up frequency separation, I will learn frequency separation that week.
Yeah.
And then try and I was shooting. So the practice was more. I was practicing, and then it got to a point. They started noticing me because and I started saving then. So when I bought my first camera, it was over for everybody.
Okay. So talking about buying your first camera, everybody has a story about the first time they were able to grab or have a camera that they could call their own.
Yeah.
I have a story.
It's an experience, man.
I haven't spoken about that on my YouTube channel. That was going to be for another video in the future. But I would love to. I'm sure that my audience will also definitely love to know how you got hold of your first camera.
Man, it wasn't easy, man. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because it's not because maybe I struggled to get the money all right, but it wasn't easy because I was like, this thing, is it worth it?
Yeah.
Although I'm like, my passion is there.
Yeah. Are you gonna be able to make money out of that?
My first camera was 2,500 cedis. I bought it as a used camera. Canon 60D.
Whoa.
EOS.
This 60D. Camera, trust me.
It's
every beginner needs to have the experience with that.
It's a very good entry camera, entry level camera. Very good. So it was GHOG. This is a guy on Instagram. Go check him out. He's one of the baddest photographers. GHOG.
Okay.
And then he put an advert there. I'm like, okay. That I had some savings. So sharp. I bought it. When I bought it, I didn't have a lens. So it had a case lens.
Oh, okay.
It had a case lens,
I think it will definitely be the 18 to 55.
18 to 50. No, it was 18. It was 18 to 105.
You could even have more reach with that with that
So
lens.
I had more focal length. So
Yeah.
I was doing stuff with that. Then
Yeah.
sometimes I pick some of the lenses and then
Try it on.
go take it out. And I started photographing in Sunyani actually when I was doing service. So
I'm sure.
and I was shooting a lot of girls who like
Yeah.
I can point some of them out on
Okay.
Instagram who are top models now. And I was just practicing shoot, edit,
Every single time.
shoot, maybe learn a skill, edit with that skill. So I was asking questions.
Yes.
Charlie.
Yes.
It wasn't easy. I was asking questions.
And that's one of the things that I really love about passion. If you are passionate about something, you go every end.
Yeah.
You're gonna go every single opportunity you get your hands on. You're gonna grasp it.
It got to a point. I mean, I was going to work late.
Yeah.
Because I don't sleep. So with a small chance I get to sleep from like 5 a.m. to and then I'll be a little bit, my boss will be angry. But sometimes, when it got to a point, my boss, the one owning the graphic design firm, was so busy. So sometimes when they are going to shoot weddings, in which he's supposed to be present, like he's supposed to be present as one of the shooters or camera, and he can't make it. I go in his place of him. I go and shoot for him. So I think he was liking that. So he got to a point he wasn't shooting at all. When there's a wedding, post-shot wedding, I go and shoot.
Yes.
I go and shoot.
And that was also another avenue to develop your skills.
I was
because with weddings, if you're going to be a very good wedding photographer, you have to be proactive. You need to be able to foresee what should be shot at what time. You have to always be ready.
Yes.
And if you're confident enough, even at that stage, to go out there, and your boss was also confident in you to allow you to go shoot a whole wedding like that, then it means that you're really putting in the work.
I mean, one of the things that really pushed me, was the confidence where my boss, especially the Reggie guy, he really, he will get to a point, he's shooting the bride, then he give you the camera.
To
take the bride. Which is like one of the important shots of the wedding.
Exactly.
Then you be like,
trust me, the bridal dress up.
So Charlie,
intricate.
It got to a point that, and I was really fascinated about how people shoot portraits and they work on the skin.
Yeah.
I mean,
with the editing.
When I was on Instagram, I was following Bobier, Flowshop. I think Flowshop was doing well then. But Bobier and then Granberry and all those. I mean, I was just following
wonderful photographers.
Charlie. But it
has been a journey.
It has been a
and
journey.
Equally, if we should look at the best retouchers here in Ghana, there's no way you can mention 3 of them and not think.
Hey,
trust me. I mean that would be my best 3.
That would be your best three.
But I'm pretty sure that other people will also agree with me.
Yeah.
Because Kokuvi,
some people put
trust me.
in the best 15 or something.
I'm sure you guys have seen. I've definitely showed up some works from Kokuvi Studios. This guy, in fact, I mean, when we first met, it was at the shoot.
Yes,
we have a common friend who owns a graphic design firm.
Dynamite graphic design, and then I think t-shirt printing.
Branding and all that. He does interior branding and all that. Cool. Free adverts.
Free adverts for Dynamite.
Free adverts for Dynamite.
Charlie for Comfy.
And we met at a shoot. He was conducting the shoot for Dynamite. I think he was bringing out this clothing line. And I met him and he was using the 60D that you spoke about. And we started talking.
You have 60 then.
I had a 60 then. I still use that 60. In fact, I've been using the 60 for 4 years. Close to 5.
Mine had a problem. That's why I stopped using it. But trust me, 60 from 60D to 6D. I needed to start using move to a better camera in terms of the dynamic range, the image sensor size, full frame
and the resolution.
So I got 6D. I got 6D. I don't remember the year, but I got 6D like 2 years after or a year after. So 6D was like a breakthrough for me. I mean, I was getting more sharp images.
Those days.
Yes. I was getting more sharp images. Better dynamic range. Sometimes you do a shoot and the colors, the photos come out like whoa.
Trust
This
me.
is crazy,
really?
man.
That's why you begin to doubt or you begin to disagree with people who say gear doesn't necessarily matter. Gear does matter.
At that point,
Gear
I
does
tell you,
matter.
at that point, when you tell me that, and Charlie,
Put that aside.
put that aside. But me, I would say,
Yeah.
they
work hand in hand. Yeah. In as much as
Everybody
you,
will
the
agree
photographer
with me.
behind the camera, you should be
Everybody
good.
will agree with me.
Yes, of course.
Because when somebody
And
is
gear
good,
also
you
matters.
see it. Just that you say that, oh, okay,
Yeah.
you need a better gear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So gear matters, skill also matters.
Yes, of course. And skill should be put first, because I totally agree with that, because if you're able to use low end equipment to get the look that you would have, or I mean traditionally someone would have or can achieve with the high end gear, then it means that if you're able to get yourself a high end gear, you can do even better.
You can do even better.
So the skill is
Yeah.
here very, very important, because the challenges that you push yourself through, which I'm pretty sure you also have some challenges that you can talk to us about. You're going to go into that.
Yes.
The challenges that you put yourself through is going to strengthen you and strengthen your skill, that when you get hold of the right equipment, if I should put it that way, the equipment that's actually meant for that job, you can pull through even easily without a blink.
And I would like to say something too.
Yes.
You know, when you don't, your gears are not. Let me say, if you don't have big gears, you feel limited.
Yeah.
When you have
Low end gear.
a high end camera, for let's say for now you have a R5,
Yeah.
you will feel like you're not doing enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like skill wise,
I get you.
you feel like no.
It's like
I have an R5. I'm supposed to. This shot is supposed to be
better than this. Yes, true.
I've had that feeling before.
Yes.
When I got my 6D, I was shooting photos that sometimes I think the 60D was
better than.
I'm like,
because you're expecting so much.
Yeah, I was expecting
so much, because
expectation is so high.
Invested.
So one advice that I don't know, me some photographers miss is that when you are changing gear, when you're upgrading gear, please measure your expectations.
Okay.
I see it happens to us most, but people don't say it.
Yes.
Measure the expectation. Don't go too high.
Yeah, don't.
You might be disappointed, and then it can even
it can depreciate your spirit, and your confidence in yourself.
Totally. So right now, when I buy a new gear, what the feeling what I do is, I just feel like, okay, from now on, I'll get the same images or better, but I'll use less stress or less effort.
Okay.
Less effort.
Okay.
Yes. So that's how I go about.
So that you take it slowly and gradually.
And then gradually, then
you'll be noticing the changes.
You eventually figure some
tricks
that will make your photos better with the new gear.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that will make it make sense. Yes.
Yeah.
It's very true. Because if you buy high-end gear, you're definitely going to expect better image. And it's I think equally, it's also a misconception, because people think that if I'm able to get this camera that, let's say, Kokuvi is using,
yes,
I'm definitely going to be able to produce the same work.
People come to my DM and be like, "What camera do you use?" Sometimes I want to tell them, "But what camera do you use?"
Yes,
because I mean, maybe you haven't gotten there yet, or maybe they just want to ask.
They just want to ask.
Maybe they are just starting.
Or probably someone wants to upgrade and probably thinks, if he's able to get yours, maybe he can match up.
So you can upgrade. When you're upgrading, don't expect too much. That's what I'll tell you. Measure your expectations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kokuvi is, in my opinion, is a revered photographer in Ghana. He's good. He's very good, because talking about the number of people that hit him up in his DMs asking for tutorials and all that, I still don't get why he hasn't started a YouTube channel. You're going to ask him that.
Yes.
But
I have an answer for that too.
Frequently asked questions in your DMs. Can you tell me some of them? What's the format of some of the questions?
Apparently, as what I said, what gear do you use? When I started a masterclass, but I think I need a little bit more to start a masterclass. Okay.
If you say a little bit more,
maybe I need to be more disciplined. Like it has to be.
You want to be able to put things together well.
It has to get. I have to have a criteria. I have to have some steps.
Yes.
Okay, so that when when I'm giving it to you, you know comprehend it well.
I understand.
You comprehend it.
Understand.
Yeah. So some people, I see some photographers who are online, and then they just teach their thing.
Yeah.
Okay, they maybe frequency separation. This is the step there, but it's those things are already there.
Yes.
A lot of frequency separation videos.
They are just reproducing or recycling content.
So how different is yours?
Exactly.
Okay, what is the steps? You skip this step. You don't do this step.
Yes.
So
that's the difference.
So with all that thinking, I think I'm not really ready yet.
Okay.
But I have I pretty soon, not a master class, but a little,
probably a photo walk or
tutorials about some things that I do, workshop
Yeah.
that I do to make my photos better.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, you're going to help me start that channel.
Of course, guys, you have to look forward to that. We are going to.
And if I start, you guys flood the channel and then support me, man.
People are going to. We are going to assist and make sure that people subscribe to the channel because this guy has a whole lot to offer. And the same questions that guys you hit him up in his DM to ask, equally he's going to address them, of course, in his on his YouTube channel, as well as the master classes and photo walks and workshops that we are looking forward to seeing from Kokuvi. So Kokuvi, now having the history, how you started out and get your first camera up to this stage. This is your studio. You work from home.
Studio.
Exactly. And this place looks like a well furnished,
Well finished. Okay.
You do portraiture.
I do portraiture.
So you wouldn't necessarily need a huge, but unless probably it requires that. But for client work that just needs a backdrop, headshots and all that, you have all that it takes.
I have all that.
Accumulating the gear, can you advise, because people think that they need everything, can you advise us about the steps you took, how you ended up getting this gear over what gear, and what gear you got first to the next? What actually advised you? What influenced your purchasing choices?
Okay, initially, I was doing I need it, I get it sort of acquiring. When I acquire gears, okay, I need this, and I get it. But going forward, I started to be proactive about that. Okay, I started thinking, okay, I don't really need this now.
Yeah.
But if I get it, it will improve what I'm doing. Okay. First, I was like, okay, I need more bulky. Let me buy 1.4.
Yeah.
Let me, But it got to a point. Be advised that your decision should be backed by how much you have.
Yes,
so you can't say you are going to buy a gear and you are not going to save for it.
Photography gear is very expensive.
Very expensive. Apparently.
It's very, very expensive. Something being expensive though is relative, but trust me, if you're starting out and you want to grab yourself, let's say, an AD 600 or let's say AD 200 even at least, it really requires a lot of money. It does.
But there are some times that I made some purchases that I really didn't need.
Yeah.
But me too, I don't like selling.
You keep them. You're just like me.
So I buy stuff that I don't, sometimes, especially modifiers.
Okay.
Soft boxes. Sometimes I don't need them. But
having them there.
And then maybe portability.
Okay.
Though it helps, but I don't really need it. I can still pack my pinned Godos 120
and take it out
and go and pin it again over, like put it up again over there. But sometimes I think I don't really need the portable ones, but I still buy them anyway. So that
they come in handy sometimes.
But sometimes it's very crucial. That is when you have a camera, and maybe sometimes you take events.
Yes.
And you have just one camera. I have done that so many times, and somebody told me told me to stop doing that because you can't shoot an event with just one camera
body.
So whenever I had an event, sometimes I rent one more camera. Until when I bought my USR, and I was using my 6D
In
as
addition.
my backup. Yeah,
And why exactly would someone advise you to get yourself another camera body if you're shooting events?
yeah. Of
What's
course,
the point behind
definitely.
that?
I mean, where you don't know what happened. I mean,
May
for
happen.
security
Okay.
sake,
Yes.
clients hit the camera, it falls. You have to. You
Yeah.
deal with that later, but you have to keep shooting.
Shooting.
Wedding
Yes.
is a one-time event.
Exactly.
So
When you miss
yeah.
it, you've lost it forever.
You lost, and then with memory cards, I was going to get R3, but because it has two camera slots, two card slots.
Card slots.
Yeah. So I also advise that. I mean, backup.
Yeah.
Backup. I think
Yeah.
right now they have this sort of hard drive thing that you can just put the memory card in and then you copy
just
it
copy
and
it
you
real
bring it
quick.
out. Yeah.
And
So
even,
once you're shooting,
and even to add on to it, the two card slots camera bodies,
Camera is-
you can duplicate the shots.
yes.
So it saves on
So
both.
you have backups.
Backups,
So
exactly.
it's really
Yeah.
it
saves for
back up
safety
your
reasons.
data.
Yeah.
Back up your data. I mistakenly deleted somebody's photo.
Wedding?
It wasn't a wedding.
That would have been dreadful.
I don't really do it. I don't know the pressures of weddings. A lot. These big men in the wedding industry. They know.
They definitely have a story to
when-
tell.
I'm really scared of. I'm really scared when it comes to weddings. So when I shoot weddings and I get home, first thing, copy on my hard drive on my computer. Yeah.
They do the
So
backup.
I had a shoot with a lady and Charlie. I came home. I was deleting old files,
And mistakenly,
and mistakenly I deleted.
that along. Oh my God.
And it
I
was
know
crazy,
that
man.
feeling.
I had to refund, shoot her again
Oh my God.
for free.
Oh,
The reason why I didn't have to shoot her, but I didn't want her to
yeah.
take bad blood out there.
I understand.
So I just want to
to
compensate her.
save your brand name,
I just wanted
what
to-
you've worked hard for, you
yeah.
need to make
So
sure
I
that you sustain.
reshot.
Yes,
I
and
reshot
it's
it.
a good idea.
I really
But-
shot the shoot in
yeah.
a day, edited all the shots in a day.
You just had
In
to.
that day, sorry. And then I
You had to deliver to her.
I did.
It's a story to tell. I mean,
Yes,
if you don't
yes.
go through this, you
Yes,
wouldn't
yes.
have something to say to someone who's
Yes,
coming up.
yes.
And I mean, these are things that definitely you can look forward to. I'm not saying that you're definitely going to encounter that, but
Mm-hmm.
having someone experience that and tell you about it can help you
Yes.
stay
Yes.
alert. So that
They say it every day, but I
think
think people are not taking it serious.
people are not taking it seriously. Yeah,
Mm.
because you're working with machines. Anything can happen.
Until it gets
To you.
until you get that problem.
Yes.
you wouldn't know how terrible that.
How
problem
terrible and horrible that kind of feeling is.
And
Yes.
clients can be
Can be on your neck. They can be like nuisances.
clients can just they can just switch on you.
Yeah. No matter how good the relationship
All the
is
bases they
before.
were raining on you when they were booking you, they can just switch. And be like,
yeah.
It's like you plan to
ruin their
day or
project.
their shoot.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
please back
So
up.
it's
your
very,
data.
very understandable.
That's
Yeah.
it.
So guys, you need to think about that. If you're trying to start or get your foot out the door in photography, think about all these things and stay alert and ahead. Yes. Okay. You've worked with a lot of wonderful brands.
Yeah.
Celebrities, big brands working on projects, product photography, fashion, and all that. How did you get yourself involved in such a huge industry like this, first of all, as well as how are you able to get clients and keep them?
Oh, okay. So I would say right now most of my gigs are referrals.
Okay.
Okay. Most like let's say 70%. And then some people still go social media, man. Thank God for social media.
Yeah.
When we were coming up, it wasn't for social
Otherwise,
media.
advertisement would have been very expensive.
Yes,
Imagine
yes.
TV commercials,
Very,
radio commercials.
very
Oh, true.
expensive. So I mean, people go on our page and book us. Yeah. And you'll be surprised. You see a celebrity with a blue check in your DM, like, oh, hello.
That kind of
can
feeling
you-
means that you're doing a great work.
It's one. You know that you. I mean,
Yeah.
you are doing a great work.
Gives you that motivation.
Sometimes I have this. I will say it. I have this. Sometimes I get problem with some clients and then some celebrities because probably the
rapport or the
not the
relationship?
rapport. I mean, one thing about me too, I don't like editing a lot of photos. But you see, they like to look good out there,
And
so
all that.
they need more pictures to.
Yes.
So when it gets to that point, it gets when I edit too much, I retouch too much photos. when I get tired,
Yeah.
I start messing up. Like so, when I have like number of photos I edit, and then after that I need to do something else. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I'll just be messing up.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So some of the problems I have with them, but mostly a lot of them I have good relations with them, and they are really. If you're working celebrity, they are really good. When they, you can really see that it's evidence in social media when you work with them. And they post your work. You really get a lot of
Exposure.
exposure, and some of them really use that to
Yeah.
but I mean it's also
It's also
it has its
good
demerits,
publicity.
but it's also good for your
Yes,
brand.
for
Yeah,
your
yeah.
brand as
I'll
well.
advise to sometimes collab with them, and mostly when you collab with them, the next time they book you,
Yes.
and it's good.
Because
The
they've
next time they
seen
book you,
your work. So
yeah,
you
yeah.
use the first time to prove your worth
Yes,
and
yes,
your value.
yes.
Then
yes.
when they come again, if you charge them whatever amount,
Yes, yes.
they'll see that they are
See,
paying for something.
some celebrities are
Yeah.
not really that they are not really
Easy
but
going or something like that.
yeah, easygoing. Maybe they feel like they are giving you exposure, so they don't
Yeah,
need to
that
pay.
thing. Yeah.
But most of them are really good. I mean,
Yes.
they understand.
They
your
understand
hustle.
the trade. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
they
I
understand
mean,
your
a
hustle.
man needs to
Yeah,
eat.
yeah. I mean, I have worked with some celebrities up to now. I really like working with them. I can just or they can just call me out. Are you free? Sometimes I'm not really free, but I'm like, oh, what do you want to do? Okay, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you need to always keep yourself working.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
I have a lot of
You
images.
need to give them some kind of priority.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't say, oh, who are they? Yeah, I mean they are also we are also clients, but they in a way
they have
me
huge
the
followerships.
celebrity
Yeah.
I used to shoot with is because of how she is
Yeah.
and her fashion sense and the way she does it, the way she her mood, the way
How
I mean, when you
she
shoot with
styles
her,
herself.
when you shoot with her, I mean, when you come back, put the photos on the on the
PC
computer,
to edit, yeah.
you see the poses and
They're just
it's
professional.
amazing.
It makes
It's
it very
amazing.
easy.
And she's so
to
stylish.
edit.
I mean, I like shooting with her. So every time she calls me, I try to come up
Make sure
like
that
be
you
there
be
so
there
that
for her.
we create some magic. Yeah,
Exactly, create that magic.
And then when the magic goes out there, people will try. People it will get attention. Traffic will come to your page. People will book. Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, it's cool. I mean, connect with celebrities.
Yeah, it's very
Connect
important.
with the celebrities. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have their numbers.
That's so wonderful. Yes. So, Kokuvi, you make a living off of photography.
Yes, most of my income
Comes from photography, and I've seen that you do photography, as much as someone would take any other job seriously. Does the ends meet that you make of photography enough to sustain you, or is it a sustainable job? Let me put that in general.
Okay, it is. Yeah, it is. I'm saying it is because in my scenario, like in my situation, I think I did computer science. I also do a little bit of graphic web design, graphic design. Yeah, but the kind I think when I delved more into photography. I attracted a lot of photography clients.
Yes.
So most of my graphic design, I wasn't when you there was a point when you contact me, I'll just refer you to. I'll just refer a friend.
You're running out of interest in graphic design.
But once in a while, I get a branding contract.
Yeah.
Which I even have a package that has a logo package that has photography in it, a full branding package has photography in it. So photography is really making it's really
it's a sustainable.
It's really sustainable. I
commodity.
mean, a large most of my income comes from photography.
Them. Yeah,
Yes,
and I think you have to put in the work to be able to build value for yourself, so that when you're placing a charge on whatever project it is you're confronted by a client or whatever, the client will see that they are paying for something good. Yeah. And that's that's the difference.
One thing you just said something there. The client, you have to let the client see that I'm getting, or you have to, whether the client sees, feels, you have to give him that he's getting value for
money.
Or she's getting value for the money he's paying.
Yes.
Even sometimes the way you talk to them,
Yeah.
The client, he feels like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I mean, this guy
He
knows what
understands
he's
what he's
doing,
doing, what it's
and
about. Yeah.
I mean,
Show that
I'm getting value
confidence.
for my money,
Exactly.
and you made them feel like I want to be this is where I want to be. I mean, I to make the right point, I made the right decision.
Yes.
Yeah, he feels
Yes.
good about himself or herself that oh, he has, yeah,
And has the confidence and can just,
yes.
rest assured that
Rest assured, yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah,
pull
yeah.
off
Especially
that
if the
project.
person is a bride, I mean, that day you're going to get really nice pictures because
Yeah.
some people go on set and they don't smile.
That's a
Photographers, they go on
problem.
set and then the bride be like, I've had a situation whereby the bride had to tell me that your video guy is rude.
Really?
Mm,
Did she really elaborate? Why is she?
because he was just making offensive comments and he was like he had a straight face on all throughout the shoot.
Oh,
So I begged, I told her,
you
okay,
had to
you should
apologize
just
on his
bear with me.
behalf.
So in it, the bike actually eventually got moody.
Yeah.
So
And
it
it really
affected the
affects.
photo. Yeah,
It does. It does. It does. Because you need to make sure that your clients are happy for the most part. It's your duty to capture great images.
Yes,
In the end, if you end up coming back delivering images having the moods of the subjects not the best, there you cannot
so
justify
just
whatever
tell
it
me.
is that it was your mood
Yes.
and so that's what I kept. No, you need to be able to make sure that they are happy on set and
Mostly,
their mood is all
mostly
right.
with the reactions we get like, oh, you're amazing, you're the best. But once in a while, you get a client who will be like, I'm not really liking the photos.
Of course, there's always that client.
Especially the women. Especially the women. I shoot a lot of women.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe it's the fault is not with your photo. It's her pose.
Exactly. It can
But she won't put the blame on herself. She put it on
Exactly.
you.
Yeah.
And then some people too, they expect us to do certain things to the photo. I mean,
edit and
to play God a little.
augment the editing,
So
enhance some parts of their bodies and all that.
sometimes Photoshop is I mean you can do anything, but
Yeah.
there's something that you can do. There are some things you can do. So I mean when it gets stuck there, and sometimes you tell them like, oh no, let it be more, do it more,
No.
and then it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
But in all, I mean, it's when the clients are happy. Sometimes a client actually even sent me some money because he just couldn't get enough of the photos.
Ooh.
And like, that's the first time. It was just once that a client sent me extra money because he liked the photos.
Yeah.
And it was nice. So photography, really
sustainable.
lucrative. I mean,
It is.
it's a if I say lucrative, I think it's an understatement because you can see it's apparent people
You can make a fortune with photography.
and those big brands who are really good. I mean, they are actually
And in fact, every brand depends heavily on images, media, photography, video. And so,
everywhere.
if you would sit somewhere and say that photography is not lucrative enough, then I don't know what kind of photographer you are or who you are.
So you see, remember earlier in the video I told you one of the reasons why I started to like, oh, let me just do this photography thing is when I was working at the graphic design firm. I mean, it got to a point. My boss was buying images on 123 RF and some
stock
images. I'm like, and he sometimes always complains, oh, we can take this,
Yeah.
So I'm like, why don't
we as well shoot?
So that's
ourselves?
what I actually didn't do. I actually didn't do some images. I did some images for the company.
Yeah.
I mean, we work with Bayport and things, and some of the images we shot it ourselves. But it actually pushed me more into the photography
aspect of
Yeah.
I think you really had a lot of confidence and a lot of interest in photography where you worked at doing graphic design. And I think everything has a reason why it happens because you had to go through this, understand why you needed to grab the images yourself because you were finding it difficult to get access to the right images, and they moved on to being a photographer, and now you are working on bigger brands and you're actually making a living off of photography. It has been a wonderful journey, and I know that someone is also inspired over there.
All right, I should inspire one or two people.
Exactly, of course you have. You're a wonderful photographer, trust me.
We try.
Yes, he's just being modest. He's very good. So in a nutshell, if you would advise anyone who who has an interest to start photography, what would be that, or how? Let me put it this way.
Okay.
Simply put,
Okay.
if you were to advise yourself, your younger self, this is an advice to anyone who is aspiring to become a photographer. If you are advising yourself or your younger self, let's say 5 years back, thinking about all the number of years that has passed ever since you started doing photography, if you were to talk to yourself from the beginning, what would be what you would say to your younger self, to look forward to? I mean, to be able to get to where you are today.
So if I should go to the past with the knowledge I have right now, I'll just tell myself to have the passion.
Yes.
I mean, you want to do it, do it.
For real.
Yeah. You want to do it because there's a lot of money to be made.
Of course.
There's a lot of things to learn, and then it's actually a form of when you're a photographer, you actually it's like you enjoy yourself and get paid.
Yeah, it's like you're doing what you love, and and so it makes you feel like you're not working at all.
Yeah, sometimes it makes you feel like you're not working until you get to a point that you have to crack your brain.
Think about concepts.
So it's a very lucrative
endeavor,
business.
Yeah,
go into it with your passion. I mean, sometimes we get this notion of like, okay, the moment I get in, I start making money. No.
Yes. It takes time.
You actually have to be good first.
Of course, build yourself.
If you are good,
the money will chase you.
Charlie,
you wouldn't have to chase the money.
If you are good, and you have this nice client relation, you're gonna make it.
You're gonna make it.
And then technically, you should also, study, like read a lot.
Yeah.
Like technically, research. And then technically, I did some computer science. We did a little physics in school. You have to study light.
Yes, and how it works.
How light behaves. I mean, I'm not really a fan of natural light photo shoots. I try. I mean, I like it, but I'm working really hard to master it.
Understand it, yeah.
But when you study characteristics of light, I mean, when I'm shooting a studio, I'm still using light.
Yeah.
So I mean, I need to still how light. So somebody told me photography is a combination of physics and so lights and art.
Yes.
Lights and art. Or when you are talking in terms of this, like subject, physics and maybe picture making or graphic design or something.
Yeah. They move hand in hand.
So you use lights, and I mean, I had somebody told me a lot of things scientifically. I was like, light is photography is what we see when light falls on an image.
Exactly.
Or an object, sorry.
On an object.
So, I mean, when you go outside, I mean, your eyes is the camera, and you see somebody, I mean, light has fallen on a person, you see what the person looks like and everything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, study how light behaves. Photography is light.
Yes, it is.
If there's no light, there's no photography.
There's no photography.
So, study how light behaves. Yeah. That's one technical aspect that I always put in. Oh, Charlie, okay. But recently, I just learned something. This is free education. When you're going to shoot natural light, you just hold your palm like this.
Yeah.
And then you move, you rotate.
You rotate and check where the shadows are falling and where the light is hitting.
So when the light's falling, that's where you place your model.
Exactly.
I mean, I went to try it.
And it worked. You see. So can you tell me and your fans out there, my audience, where they can find you on social media?
Oh, okay. I mean, when you go to Instagram at Kokuvi _ KOKUVI _ at KOKUVI _ It's the same on Twitter, and then Facebook is also the same. But Facebook, I also have a personal page with my collection. Sometimes I post some of my images there. Yeah. So that's basically it's my social media handles. And then I mean, when you DM me, we can have a convo and then have it. Yeah, we can do business. Yeah. And if you have any inquiries especially about this interview or something, you can still hit me up, and then maybe some things. Some of the things you didn't really get. Maybe replay the video still you didn't get.
You can push out.
You can hit me up. I will
elaborate things on it. Yeah. All right. So thank you very much, Mr. Kokuvi. Yeah, it was a wonderful time.
Actually,
having you on set.
This is like the first official video
interview session that
interview
you've
session
had.
about my photography.
I'm honored.
Yes. This is the first
I'm
one. This
honored.
is the first one.
Yeah,
So.
and I really enjoyed every bit of it. Yes. So guys, I hope that someone is also inspired over there. If you want to be a photographer, you know what you need to understand, what it takes to become a photographer, and of course, understanding or learning from Mr. Kokuvi and his experiences. I'm sure that you are geared up for what is ahead of you, and I'm sure that you're also going to be able to make photography worth your while and make ends meet from it. So thank you very much for watching this video through to the very end. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Do all the things that you need to do to get YouTube to notice my work, and also to make the algorithm promote and propagate my videos. So as someone who also learn a thing or two, share it across all social media platforms that you belong to, and of course turn on the post notification button so that you always be notified anytime I upload a new YouTube video over here. And until the next video, as we always do it, thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. See ya.